Welcome to the Character Sheet, comicbook.com's official home for all things tabletop and fantasy. I am your host, Christian Hoffer, and today I am joined by a gaggle of guests for a very special video. As always, I am joined by producer Pete, who is not lurking behind the curtain in this video. And I'm also joined by two guests from an upcoming show, Sarah Davis Reynolds and Daggle, who are both appearing in the 20-Sided Tavern. Now, if you follow tabletop news, Broadway news, you know that the 20-Sided Tavern is a live performance of D&D, but not an actual play, but kind of an actual play, but kind of sort of not really. So let's dive in. What is the 20-Sided Tavern?
I mean, I actually really like an actual play, but not an actual play. It is essentially 500 of your closest friends all playing a D&D game live together in a theatrical space. It's interactive. It's a comedy, and it's a different quest every night. So we gather together and have a story that we're going to tell, and we're going to hit different milestones and play different games. And along the way, we don't know. We don't know which characters are going to be there. We don't know how it's going to end. We don't know how we're going to get from A to B to C. It's just a really fun exploratory time.
And so this this is a live show that audience members pay tickets for, and this is debuting on Broadway or off Broadway technically in New York City. Later this month, the previews start in 2 days, right?
Previews start on Friday, and I'm fine about that.
We're great. We're ready.
Doing so great.
Yeah. So, no pressure. And, instead of getting ready for the show, you're spending time with us, which I'm sure will not come back to haunt you guys at all.
Hey, we're playing D&D. It's all good.
Exactly. So this is like an improv experience. This is officially licensed by Dungeons and Dragons. And, people are, and you are literally walking through the audience through a game of D&D. So let's dig a little bit deeper into the performance itself. Obviously, there's the two of you. How many cast members are in the show, and what can people kind of expect as they experience this?
Yeah, so there are 5 actors on stage. There's the Dungeon Master, which is currently Daggle, who is sort of the in charge of the story, telling the story and leading us through that. And then there is the Tavern Keeper, which is a little bit different than a standard D&D game. And I'm your resident Tavern Keeper for New York. And they're running the game element. So they're making sure that everyone is playing by the rules and making sure that the audience gets to interact in a variety of different ways. And then we have our 3 player characters, the Warrior, the Mage, and the Trickster, who embody a variety of different characters and personalities, and sort of that is what the audience gets to decide, what they're doing, where they're going, what they're doing in combat, etc. They sort of serve as those cohorts for the audience to fall into.
Okay, and so how do you incorporate? So the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. We've kind of touched on this. It's an actual play, but it's not an actual play. Is there dice rolling? Is this set in the Forgotten Realms? What makes this D&D?
Well, that's the lovely thing about this experience and about this game is that, even before it was D&D, it was D&D because it had the dice rolling and the fantasy and the swords and sorcery and the magic. And now it's that and the Forgotten Realms and, beholders and displacer beasts and all that fun stuff. So yeah, there's live dice rolling. Again, that really affects what's going to happen. We do roll dice for combat and for ability checks and all that kind of stuff. There are puzzles, there are riddles, there are games. It might get a little bit more involved than your at-home D&D game. Kind of depends on how you play D&D at home. We get audience members up on stage to play a game of fantasy beer pong. So it's D&D and more.
Quick clarifying question. How does fantasy beer pong differ from normal non-fantasy beer pong?
I want to say, come see the show and find out. But I mean, pragmatically, it's that it's a fantasy. I can't. No, come see the show and find out. I've decided I want
to. So, speaking of, coming and seeing the show for ourselves, we had a fun idea when we were talking about the 20-Sided Tavern, and instead of just doing an interview and talking about the show, we realized what better way of showcasing the 20-Sided Tavern than to play a game of D&D with some of the cast members. And so that's what we're going to do now. That's right. The character sheet is actually playing a game for once. A rarity on this channel that does nothing but talk about tabletop.
It's an actually play.
Yeah, it's an actually play. Exactly. I love it. I love it. And keeping with the spirit of the 20-Sided Tavern, Pete and I have no idea what's coming. We've done no preparation for this game. We don't know who we're playing. Don't know what we're doing. We are literally going to find that out right now.
And not only that, but a lot of these decisions have been made by what we'll call our audience, right? So the analog here is that usually all of these decisions will be made by the people watching the show. We've turned to the 20-Sided Tavern's Discord to do everything from choose the characters y'all are going to play, name the NPCs we're going to encounter, and make some decisions about the story that you're going to help us tell.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you, or I don't like you, 20-Sided Tavern Discord, depending on how this thing goes.
I've seen some of these NPC names.
Thank
There's
you
a little
very
bit of
much, or curse you.
Yeah.
Let's dive into things. Okay, so I guess the first question is who are we playing as?
Let's find out. So what we know so far is that producer Pete is going to be our warrior, Sarah is going to be our mage, and Christian is going to be our trickster. So let's find out who the Discord assigned for you. I will let you know who they are, and then I'll give you a little bit of intro to them, and then you can, decide how to best embody or become that character. So for producer Pete, for our warrior, you have been assigned Chester Vanderyacht III.
Oh, love it.
Chester is the son of a long line of mining moguls, hailing from the family of dwarves who discovered that the best place to find gold was underground. But that generational wealth hasn't hardened this mellow party dude. Instead, he's making a name for himself as an adventurer, spreading the word of good times, partying hard, and supporting a fellow bro.
Oh, I'll pull up Justin. There we go. We show Chester's art off because it's very good.
It's so cool.
It's also
amazing.
Minus the height, it's shockingly accurate.
Do you want to give us a little Chester? If I were to introduce Chester to the party, say, "Hey, Chester, we're going on an adventure. How are you feeling about it?"
I will say that canonically, in all my games, my dwarves are for no reason from New Jersey.
Yes.
I need to hear this.
Yeah.
Right now.
So I'll be like, yo, living the dream. Got the beer mug, got my mall, got the beer. Like, life's great. Couldn't be better.
The actor who plays Chester better watch out for their job. We're gonna get you on stage with that. I love that. All right, we will we'll have Chester in a moment, but let's move on to our mage. Sarah, you have been assigned Dustin LaFay.
Okay.
Dustin is an undead wizard cowboy, which is arguably the coolest combination of words I've ever gotten to say. Besides their book of spells, their most prized possession is the coffee mug that keeps them alive, emblazoned with the slogan, "Don't talk to me until I've had my life essence." We love Dustin.
That's just me, but
it's also just you. If I were a cowboy. And do you want to give us a little Dustin? A little how's your cowboy voice feeling today?
Well, I reckon it's probably good because we're in the middle of tech right now, so everything's a little low energy, and I feel like that fits Dustin pretty well right now. So
got some grit in the saddle there. I love that. Yeah,
lower register voice today.
Okay, perfect. And for our trickster, we have Barry Von Goblin Tooth. Barry Von Goblin Tooth is a criminal mastermind, just ask him. While he strives to do evil and spread his terrible influence throughout the land, his actions often end in neutral to net positive results. Striking out from his family of 482 siblings, he's decided that if you can't beat him, join him and take over the world later. Okay. Christian, how's your Barry feeling?
I guess I'm going to go and revert to my usual goblin voice for this.
Oh no, this is.
Thank God I've been practicing this thing for years. Mad scientist goblin.
I love it. What a good assortment.
This is going to be wonderful. Chester and Dustin and Barry off on an adventure that may feel familiar, but is obviously going to have a bit of the TST spin to it. We're taking a pretty standard campaign and making a little homebrew one shot. Now that we are D&D, we figured we should play with D&D. So we are doing a campaign that I have renamed a Dwagon at Icespire Peak.
Uh-oh,
a Dwagon. Very important that there's a W in there. Let's dive in, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Great. You find yourselves in the mining town of Phandalin. I say find, but you've found yourselves here for a few days now, completing what feels like at least 6 levels worth of side quests and busy work. The main threat facing Phandalin is the return of a young white dragon, who in this module is named Cryovane, but for our purposes is named, Cleveland Clawhands.
Cleveland Clawhands. Okay.
The dragon. The terrifying young white dragon, Cleveland Clawhands.
No. How exactly does one have both claws and hands?
Well, I'm not 100% sure of how dragon anatomy works or how dragon naming works. But let me tell you, it sounds like Cleveland is a noble and fair name. Not at all evil. Definitely probably the best dragon that I know of right after Columbus Club 2.
I was going to say, does Barry hail from Fantasy, Ohio by chance?
He does.
Well, unfortunately,
watch out for those Cleveland Browns.
Unfortunately, Cleveland Clawhands is dim-witted and cruel. It patrols the skies around Icespire Peak, surveying its territory while hunting for food and easy treasure. With each passing day, Cleveland Clawhands' domain grows as it ranges farther and farther across the land, preying on anything it can catch with its claws or its claw hands, or freeze to death with its icy breath. Sightings of the dragon are becoming more common, as are its attacks. A crumbling fortress on the northeast spur of Icespire Peak serves as the dragon's lair, and his presence has thrown a variety of local creatures into upheaval: orcs, manticores, and more. Displaced, they terrorize folks living on the outskirts of the mining town of Phandalin, where, once again, the 3 of you are found. And we have our party here together assembled. You've been getting your quests from Phandalin's duly appointed townmaster, whose name... Oh, these guys are so stupid. Whose name is Admiral Cuddly von Snugglebottom.
Is Admiral a given name, or
that's the thing? Yeah, I'm going to go with because he's a townmaster, right? So his title would be townmaster, making his full name
Townmaster Admiral.
Townmaster Admiral Cuddly von Snugglebottom, which I'm definitely not writing down, and I'm absolutely is in my memory lodged. So the 3 of you are outside of Townmaster Admiral Cuddly von Snugglebottom's abode, and tell us a little bit about sort of how we see you physically, what you look like emotionally, how you're feeling. Chester, you've been doing some side quests for a few days. What's the vibe like outside this house?
I've been here for a couple days, so there's a lot of empties lying around. I got I'm probably kind of sprawled out on the steps, just sort of waiting for him to show up. Maybe I'm probably 5 or 6 in at this point. I got the beer helmet freshly topped off, sitting there. The hardest part was inventing rubberized straw in the fantasy setting, but I got the straw in the mouth, and I'm just taking in some sun, just on the steps, lying out, waiting for the quest to come to me.
Love it, Dustin. How are you arranged?
Well, I've been undead for a very long time, so there's no real rush for a lot of things. So they're just very, relaxed, chill on the stoop. Got their tome out, just leafing through it as if I've never read it before, even though I've definitely read it at least 1,000 times. But all in good time. There's no real rush. What's the dragon really gonna do?
I am going to light a fire under this party's ass, I promise, with these chill adventurers. Okay, great. You guys are there. What's Barry up to in this moment?
I'm probably reading a book that says how to befriend dragons and utilize them for world domination.
Lovely title.
Who wrote that?
It's strangely specific, but I'm just like, just sitting there like reading it like, oh, yes, very good, very good. Ah, excellent. Okay, yeah, I could use that.
Very reactive reader. I like that. Okay. Townmaster Admiral Cudley von... Oh, darn. Let me take that again. Townmaster Admiral Cudley von Snugglebottom, thank you, Discord, is a middle-aged banker who lives in a house on the east side of town. Reports of Cleveland Clawhand's activities in the area have turned him into a veritable shut-in. Through the wooden door to his home, he has given you several quests over the past few days. But which ones exactly? Let's find out. We're going to flashback to some of the quests that you've been on that got you to level 6 in this point of the campaign. The first one that was chosen for you was the Gnomengard quest. You were advised that a clan of reclusive rock gnomes southeast of the city might have something useful to defeat the dragon. Mimics and madness abounded, and honestly, it's probably my favorite quest in the module, but how did it go? You all were sent down to advise this clan and and found a lot of like intrigue and sort of political madness underground. Who do you think took a hand on this? Who do we think took the lead on this quest?
For gnomes, it's probably Chester.
Could do Chester Underground. I like that. Yeah. Let's talk about what happened. You got down there and found out that there was a lot of political unrest and a lot of fear and mimics and the like. What did you do, Chester?
Oh, listen, I enjoy a good party, but I also enjoy a lot of socioeconomic policy. It was my major at the university. I'm big into systems of thinking and social change. So I go down there, I look at the core problem here, which I assume in all places is the same, which is a unfair distribution of wealth among the working proletariat.
Okay. Hey. I would love to assign that to a role somehow. Do you think you're giving that? Is this a movement you're making? A speech you're giving? Is this a performance check or persuasion check?
Yeah, I'll do a persuasion check here. I'm trying to show that the real enemy they have is not mimics, but is in fact the unfairness of the tethers of a neo-capitalist society.
Excellent. Give me a roll for persuasion.
All right. Cool. Digital roller says a mighty 14.
Okay. Let me check something real quick on my roller. Okay. I'm all fuzzy. That happened. It was so close, but not quite there. That they heard you and they listened and they just don't agree. They go, you know what? We like capitalism. We had a lot of different systems we tried over the years, but this is, you know what? I mean, I could with the push of a button, I could get shoes tomorrow like that.
Yeah, but who makes those shoes? Huh? Who makes those shoes? Someone like you in a different place who's also oppressed, but possibly not with mimics.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, they don't care. That's so weird. So unfortunately, the only things that you get from this quest are, still pretty good. You get a clockwork amulet and a pole of collapsing.
Oh, nice.
I really also just enjoy the visual of Chester giving this pontification and the gnomes not feeling it. And again, this very chill party and Dustin and Barry in the background going like, well,
you're talking about the virtuous economic cycle. That's all.
I've seen a lot of different socioeconomic structures come and go.
The other quest that you did was the Dwarven excavation quest, which Chester didn't take a hand on because I guess he was too excited about the gnomes.
He was too depressed about late stage.
Feeling burned by the gnomes.
Yeah. Dwarven prospectors in the southwest mountains needed to be warned that the white dragon had moved into the area. You took the warning to them. How did it go? Dustin, Barry, which of you served a warning to the dwarves?
I guess I will take that one. And the warning went something like this: The dragons are coming! Run for your lives! Leave all your valuables behind!
Oh, I like that. I think that element of it is gonna. I don't know that pushes me over into a deception check. Let me roll for them, actually. Ooh, okay. Very convinced. Also, I can hear myself now. Is anybody else double hearing me? I think Barry's thing blew out my microphone.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
No, I loved it. The dwarves, much more receptive, scattered and ran for the proverbial hills, which means that you have gathered 10 days of rations, a water skin, mining tools, and a pair of sending stones.
That's so many things.
After proving yourselves at least somewhat capable adventurers, or at least adventurers too stubborn to give up and leave, you were presented with more challenging opportunities. But let's find out which of the following you took. Great. You went to next, and this I think will be an appropriate fit for Dustin to get a hand on the ball. You went to Butterskull Ranch.
Okay.
Receiving word of an attack at Butterskull Ranch, east along the Tribor Trail, you were sent to assess the damage and help out how you could. You found the place overrun by orcs and the ranch hands in much need of help. How did that go?
Well, I think that I probably just sussed out who sort of the leader of the orcs was and challenged them to a duel at high noon.
Oh, ooh, okay. I love playing Calvin Ball with this. You got a ranged attack you want to use for this duel?
I do, because let's be real, it's not a gun at the end of my fingers, it's lightning.
Okay.
So I would like to do a lightning bolt.
Give me an attack roll.
Okay, great. All right, that is a 15 plus 4 for a 19.
All right, I'm also going to roll for his.
Nope, that's a lie. It's a 15 plus 7 because I don't know how to do math. So it's
Math is
22.
hard. But my math is very easy. I wanted to also roll for his attack to have you sort of like dueling at the same time. And I rolled a natural 1.
Hey!
We didn't talk about this before. We didn't
talk
check
about this.
We have a tradition at the 20-Sided Tavern where whenever a player rolls a natural 20, they get to wear a hat of celebration and get to take a shot of celebration. Whenever a player rolls a natural 1, they must wear a hat of shame and take a shot of shame. I have some shots lined up here. How do we feel about that on the YouTube? Does YouTube care?
It's
I think at this point we're fine.
Hey, baby. All right. Well, here's the first natural 1 of the game, and Wednesday afternoon.
Hey.
Oh God! Wow.
What are you drinking?
Vodka. No, it's fine. We also went out to celebrate the first. We did our first stumble through of the whole show last night, and so I am coming to you fresh. All right, here we go. Your success gained you 2 things. You roll for damage on that lightning. On that. Is it actually lightning bolt?
It's light. I was doing lightning bolt, yeah, which is, I'm so sorry, 8d6 damage.
Hey, roll that for me real quick.
Okay, great.
Hey, paint me a picture.
Okay, great. I'm gonna 10, 12, 16.
Everybody loves D&D math.
25. Okay, it's 27 points of damage. Yeah, so listen, I know I've taken a bit of a backseat, a chill sort of vibe going, but I don't stand for injustice or, overrunning other people's land or, gentrification. So I find the main orc, I challenge him to a duel, 10 paces, and before he has even turned around, I have shot 27 points of lightning damage into him. I think he probably lights up like a little cartoon skeleton. You can see that.
Yeah.
And it's coming out of my bony fingers, and then I just.
It's so cool. He falls backward, and a big poof of dust comes around him. And you have netted 2 things from this high noon experience. You have netted some mithril chainmail.
Oh.
And a companion, which is a cow named Oily Josh.
Why?
Because Discord is the best place to ever be.
Oily Josh the cow.
Now,
I don't want to know where the oil is coming from.
I now have to decide in this moment whether or not this is a cow that can speak to answer that question, and I have decided yes. And he says,
no.
"Don't mind the oil. That's a naturally occurring substance that keeps flies off my hide. Also, I can talk. Isn't that cool?"
I'm going to pretend to act like I'm okay with all of this, but I am not okay with any of this.
I love the idea of a talking cow joining your party and you choosing to not listen to him. You're like, not talking cow.
No.
Just don't hear anything.
Listen, I'm an undead wizard cowboy, not an undead wizard talking cowboy.
There was one more quest that occurred before we sort of leave our end media res, and that was the Mountain's Toe Gold Mine. The new overseer of the Mountain's Toe Gold Mine, whose name is... okay. Some of these are just too silly. Nope, not that. I can't say that on the internet. Okay, thank you so much, friends. Wow, this list got weird. Okay, Rick Danger needed escorting to the mine. You escorted him, but found the place infested with were-rats. How did this escort mission go? All three of you, how did it go? What did you do to protect Rick Danger from the were-rats?
How does Oily Josh feel about
Yeah.
somebody riding him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't. That's cool. I don't care. Just don't mind the oil.
So it might be hard.
My suggestion is this: we ride Oily Josh, and that the were-rats descend upon him and feast upon him, and then they'll be engorged and tired, and then we pick them off one by one, and we rid ourselves of two problems: a talking cow and also the were-rats.
I was worried about you guys getting too attached to an animal NPC, but I didn't need to have that fear, did I?
It's not an animal NPC, it's an abomination NPC. The cow talks.
It's really true. You probably shouldn't have let it talk.
Shouldn't have let it talk. That's on me. That's my bad.
Now we're very sus about it.
Rough voice.
I mean,
too. Okay.
the other option is, what if we offer all the were-rats, as they are sentient beings, a small operational stake in the mine to give them some control of the means of production, and then everyone's happy.
Alternatively, we offer them steak.
Oh.
A steak or a steak.
Let the were-rats decide.
Let's let the were-rats decide. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let the actual were-rats decide. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna hop on Discord.
This is a very TST thing. Is we'll say we could do this or we could do this. And what a good steak or steak is an excellent balance choice.
I literally just hopped in to ask steaks or steak, no context. And I'm gonna see who gets back to me first. Oh, steak it is. Okay. You usher Oily Josh forward towards the rats, hoping that Oily Josh will prove enough of a distraction. And I'm gonna roll for these rats. Ooh, they don't bite.
Uh-oh.
Pun only slightly intended. They sniff around Oily Josh and decide that he is a bit too greasy for their tastes, but actually turn on the three of you instead and rush forward. There is a brief combat that we won't get into right now, but at the end of the day, everybody just give me one straight roll.
Okay.
Chester, what'd you get?
I got a 16 on dice.
Okay. Sarah, Dustin?
12 on the die.
Ooh. Barry?
14 on the die.
Okay. Dustin takes the brunt of the combat. You are going to take 12 points of nibbling damage.
Oh.
As the rats skitter away.
I'm just bone.
You're just, and hey, I guess that's what they were into. They didn't want the
They
meat.
didn't want oily meat.
They wanted to just chew on the bone. It happens. You do, however, come away with a consolation prize: 12 crates of dry foodstuffs, 9 casks of drinking water, and I would say a strained relationship with a talking cow.
With a talking cow? Yeah, we're going to need to unpack some of this in therapy, I think.
Finally,
No apologies.
Finally, you can feel your adventurous spirits mounting. And as Cleveland Clawhand's appearances have become more and more frequent, you're sure that a face-to-face encounter with the dragon can't be too far off. As I mentioned, you find yourselves once more at the door of Townmaster Admiral Cuddly von Snugglebottom's home, which he stubbornly refuses to open. He's got a little mail flap there, and he says,
How's it been going, adventurers?
Oh,
Pretty good. We got an oily cow. We got a somewhat functional mine. Skeptical gnomes and late stage capitalism throws. Standard, pretty standard.
Tell me about this. Why is the cow following you?
Well, it also talks.
Yeah, that's true. It's unsettling.
Is that normal for around here? I've seen a lot of things, but I've never seen a talking cow before.
I'm gonna go with no, not super normal. Probably just a stupid decision made by an unthinking god.
well,
I mean, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
aren't we all? Put it on a t-shirt.
something we aim to correct in the not too distant future.
Yeah, I think Barry might be right about that.
This thing should not be allowed to live.
Townmaster Admiral Cuddly von Snugglebottom gives you another quest. He slips a little piece of paper through the door, and he says,
The dragon that besets us is not the first to threaten this region. Between here and Neverwinter lies the barrow mound of a warrior whose magical dragon-slaying sword helped fell a green dragon terrorizing the high road a century ago. Rumor has it the dragon slayer's sword is buried there too. Retrieve it and let the sword be its own reward.
What is it? What was the name of the warrior?
What was the name of the warrior? What a good question. The warrior's name, let me think, was hero protagonist.
That tracks.
Yes, hero protagonist. I remember.
The Connecticut
I remember the
protagonist.
stories well.
Yeah.
He slayed Cincinnati Cinder Snout. I'm running out of Ohio names.
Oh, you
I
mustn't.
really like that this is a dragon thing. It's just Ohio.
It's just the dragon. It's forgotten realms.
The only place they populate is Ohio.
Don't question it.
I just like the heroes from
Alien names.
We're getting the sword from the guy from Snow Crash. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it just called the hero sword?
No, it's Snow Crash. The book has a guy. The main character of Snow Crash, the book, is hero protagonist.
I love it.
Is he really?
Yeah, it's a very obscure fantasy sci-fi reference.
Wow, good job, Discord.
Well, it seems like we know what we need to do next. We shall go and raid this person's tomb, probably defile his grave, then test the sharpness of the sword on the cow, and then kill the dragon.
But first, we divide the sword into 3 equal parts and distribute them amongst ourselves so that everyone has as good a chance of fighting the dragon as the rest of them.
And to ensure that no one is corrupted by its power. Yes,
Yeah.
good.
Okay, you guys could do. I'm excited for you to do all those things. My cat's excited too. Hi, Sterling. You take the directions from Townmaster Admiral Cuddly von Snugglebottom, and you head out of town toward the Dragon Barrow. On your way there, as you are traveling through the woods, a centaur steps out from behind a tree and introduces himself. Actually, you know what? I need this first. So in this moment, I asked the Discord whether or not you would approach enthusiastically or warily. And they chose enthusiastically. So I would love for you to have a little interaction with, oh my gracious, Rowboat Girly Man, the centaur, who steps out and says, "Hello, Rowboat Girly Man. Travelers, what brings you to this neck of the woods?"
Oh my God! It's a horse, but also a person.
It's another talking farm animal.
No, it's a
what is
centaur.
with this? Oh,
It's the perfect fit. It's the most equitable distribution of a horse and a man together.
Oh,
It's the perfect life form.
oh yes.
So that's me. What brings you here?
I'm sorry. I'm just losing myself in your. I You're just I'm a horse girl. You have to excuse me.
If it's any consolation, I'm a bit of a goblin head myself.
Ah, there we go.
Uh-oh. Get a little tension with Robo Curly Man.
Yeah. We're just on our way to do a little recreational grave robbing.
Yeah. We're looking for a tomb. You haven't seen one around here, have you, partner?
Oh, I could take you straight there. The woods have been overrun with orcs in league with half-orc spellcasters, and deep in the forest atop a cave-riddled hill is a circle of standing stones where the evil half-orcs perform their dark rites. It's right next to the tomb.
Oh.
Oh well, I mean, I've already challenged one orc to a duel. What's a few more?
I'd just love to see the half-orcs and the orcs working together in a unified system.
I
We'd
would
love to
like
see
to
it.
ride the horseman.
Oh. Okay. Would you like to make that a formal request?
Oh, yes.
Or you just hopping on? I mean,
Please.
Say please.
I feel like I, Daggle, need to make an insight check real quick. No, I see nothing wrong with this. Okay. He says, hop on, I'll take you. And he starts riding you all through the woods.
Including the cow?
Just an oily cow trailing behind.
Especially the cow. This cow has sort of become Eeyore in my mind. He's really trailing behind, just like, I'm just glad to still be part of the narrative.
Not for long.
As you travel through the woods, you start to feel some sensations in your peripheries, the peripheries of your eyes, the peripheries of your ears.
I don't think I have eyes.
Okay, the peripheries of your skull. Will you each roll an insight check for me? Maybe that's why it was in my mind. Chester, what'd you get?
I've been rolling right. I got a 17 on dice for a 17.
Not bad. Dustin?
14 plus 5 for 19.
Okay. And Barry?
I rolled a 6.
It's too lost in the centaur's eyes.
This is a dream come true for me. You don't understand.
Excellent. Then, Chester, I need a perception check from you, please.
Oh, let's see here. You got a 13 on dice plus 30 is 16.
Okay. You see a trio of will-o-wisps in a few yards away, and they are very distracting.
Anyone else see the fireflies over there?
Don't
Is that just me?
interrupt me. I'm living my dream.
Oh, just listen. It's fireflies. They're just part of life. Don't get too distracted by them. Nature is, little attention lights.
Nature's little attention lights. That is what they call them.
If they were a problem, they would go for the cow first.
I mean, that
Have
didn't
they
happen
gone for
with
the
the
cow
rat.
yet?
Let me see if Willie Josh has seen them. Oh my goodness, you guys, I can't be playing this game anymore. That is a natural 20.
Hey!
Which means I am now in TST parlance. I am wearing a hat of shame and a hat of celebration. And here's two cows. Ay. Okay. The cow sees him. That's what that roll was for.
Cow season.
D&D's so stupid.
What a good use of a natural.
Willie Josh is like, will-o-wisps. I am focused in on these will-o-wisps. Would you like? I guess really the question here is: Are you? Have I enticed you with the will-o-wisps, or do you want to just continue on where?
Are they like actively coming towards us, or are they just minding their own
They're
business?
twinkling in the back. They're twinkling over here. They're going twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.
I just feel like that's just a hanging plot hook that we probably should answer the call of. But at the same time, I'm riding a centaur, so
Let's ask the centaur what he thinks.
Yeah.
centaur, I really have no agency here because you are my feet right now.
That's
What do
true.
you think I should
Did the
do?
centaur see them? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Rowboat has not noticed them.
Oh, then I don't know if I want to go with just the weird oily cow. If I look back and it's only me and the oily cow, I'm just gonna like avert my eyes slightly and be like, I didn't see nothing.
The cow could be out for revenge. We
In
tried.
fact, no, I'll be like, hey, oily Josh, why don't you check out those lights?
You want me to go over to the Will-O-Wisps?
Yeah, probably fine.
Provoke him.
Okay. Oily Josh wanders over into the woods, and the Will-O-Wisps start to move away. And as they do, Oily Josh follows, and he is following them deeper and deeper into the woods. Without intervention, eventually,
Is it our responsibility to make sure that he doesn't just wander off?
Surely this won't come back to bite us in the ass in the next 45 minutes to an hour.
that would be crazy.
I'm comfortable with that.
It seems fine. It seems like a win-win for everybody.
Cow's gone. Will-O-Wisp thread taken care of. Let's keep
Cow's got
going.
a fun thing to do.
I feel like we should earn XP for that.
Someone's going to. It might be Oily Josh.
Oh no.
Great.
Oily Josh is going to be the BBEG at the end of this.
Oily Josh removed from your party. You continue on rowboat. What was it? Rowboat Girlyman. Deeper into the woods, and
More
you
like rowboat hunk of horse.
more like that indeed.
What an upgrade. We replaced the creepy cow with this man horse.
I know. What are you gonna find next?
Incredible. Oh no. I don't know why
There
the
can
first thing that
only
popped
be
into my head was
one
an
NPC.
octopus.
I don't know why the first thing that jumped in your head was an octopus either, Sarah Reynolds. What are you talking about? Why would it be an octopus?
More hands. I don't know.
More tentacles.
Okay, I've seen that one. We don't need to talk about that anymore. You make your way into a clearing, a 60-foot wide forest clearing in the middle of which is a black needle-like spire, a 40-foot tall pine tree ravaged by fire long ago, its limbs burned off. Tied to the dead tree near its base are several ghastly dolls made of twigs bound with black hair.
Oh,
This seems not great.
I wish we had a cow to go and investigate this.
See?
Oh well. Used the resource too early. We didn't hoard it.
Well, these look all kind of weird and magical. Maybe someone else should take a look.
Can I roll like a Arcana or something on these?
Yeah, roll for Arcana.
Okay. How many of them are there?
There are 10 twig dolls
Whoa.
around the tree.
Oh, thank you.
And they all look like the same?
Yeah, they're sort of vaguely humanoid. They look handmade, so they've got some differences in them, but they're
Then I will just grab the first one and do an Arcana check on it. Ooh, not good. It's a 6 + 7 for a 13.
okay. Definitely magical. You can't sort of tell what kind or how, but like, yeah, these are doing something magic-y.
So the thing about magic is sometimes it is a question that shouldn't be answered. And all that to say, I don't know what these are.
Centaur, you have you encountered this creepy dolls in the woods before?
No, I assume these are a byproduct of those half-orc spellcasters I was telling you about. They may be dangerous.
Oh,
We could
always
always
doll magic.
Doll magic. Doll magic.
call magic. I mean, we could always just run some other experiments on them. It'd be good if I light it up a little.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to
Oh,
cast
yeah, these things are-
Firebolt on one of them.
Yeah.
I love that. It's very video game impulse, right? To sort of like stand back right up. And just like,
I can tell I'm supposed to interact with this thing, so
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
going to shoot it with fire.
okay. Yeah, I don't even need you to roll for that. I don't need you to roll for that. You
Yeah.
cast Firebolt, I assume,
Yes.
out of your fingy.
Bolt, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you hit one of the twig dolls, which bursts into flame. And when it does, two things happen nearly simultaneously. One is that you can see that as the doll burns away, what is contained within the Twig doll is a heart that is still beating. And the other thing that happens is 5 roots erupt out of the ground. And because of the way that you've initiated this combat, I'm going to say they are all on fire. So everyone, please roll for initiative.
Oopsie.
Chester, what'd you get?
I got a 3.
Excellent. Dustin?
15.
Nice. Barry?
11.
Okay, and the roots are going first. They are
Sorry, y'all.
whirling and whipping and whining around, and they're also on fire. It seems like they would be whirling, whipping around, but also don't like being on fire. But it does mean that there are, appropriately enough, some wooden tentacles about to come and try to get you. So, Chester, give me that armor class as one of them whips towards you.
Oh, that's a big 14.
A big old 14. That is going to hit. You get slashed across the face for 8 points of damage.
Oof.
Dustin, what's your armor class?
11.
Very good. That's a whiff though. One of them goes and it tries to grab you, tries to wrap around you, but it realizes that you're just bones, so it's sort of like it misinterpreted how tightly it needed to squeeze. And Barry, what's your armor class?
A 16.
Okay.
Ooh.
Guys, I can't play D&D anymore.
Oh,
I gotta
no.
go home. I'm gonna get in trouble. That's a natural 1.
Hey!
Oh.
We also say at the tavern, we say this shot what is this shot to? What does this go out to? And this shot goes out to probability.
Hey. It's the problem with being the DM. You roll the most.
I roll the most. I just want to hang out with my cat for a sec. Hold on. Let's all take a cat break real quick. Anybody else got a cat? Okay. Let's just hang out. Okay. The one that's trying to get you, Barry, doesn't get you. Instead, it gets one of the other ones. It gets really tangled up and knotted. So now 2 of these roots have basically been incapacitated. There's still 3 that are active and dangerous, and they're going to be coming towards you. But let's get into y'all's turns. Dustin, what could you do about these roots? Actually, and yeah, so traditionally at the 20-Sided Tavern, we would ask in combat for some options. What could you do? I could do fire or ice. I could hit them high or hit them low. But we're not going to do that because we're just going to blast through this combat. So what you doing, Dustin?
Okay, so how many of them are left?
3
All 5?
active.
3? Okay. Well, it seems like they don't like being on fire, so I'm just going to make them more on fire.
Crank up the heat a little more. Okay.
Crank up the heat a little more. I feel like fireball's overkill. So I will just firebolt them again, because I feel like I should save my spell slots for the, dragon.
This could be the dragon. You don't know. This could be the dragon underground.
No, I just do firebolts for a hot minute.
Okay.
So I will just be. I would have been as far back from them as possible. I assume they popped up in a variety of places. So I'm gonna try and get the one that is probably closest to me.
Cool. Go for it.
So that is a 13 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll for damage.
Great. So that is 11 fire damage.
Excellent. All right. This root, withers and falls back into the ground. Let's go now to Barry. What could you do?
Oh, that's me.
That's you,
Sorry.
Barry.
I realized I had spell slots. I have a large gun and I would like to fire it.
I would like you to do that too. Yeah, Robo sort of nudges you to focus into combat, and you pull out your gun. What's the attack on this?
It's a let's see here. Let me see what the attack roll is. That is a natural 15, so it's a 21.
That
and
will
shoots
hit.
lightning.
Roll for damage.
That's 8 points of lightning damage.
You know what happens when a tree gets hit by lightning? I don't know, something stupid. Oh, okay, my cat's attacking me. Go away, thank you. My cat just gave me 2 points of biting damage. Yeah, you wither another of these roots. There is only one left in play. Chester, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to rage, and
Well,
then I'm gonna.
Me?
Makes sense.
I'm going to rage.
I'm going to rage. I would like to rage, please, and then I will walk over
The
and I
please
will
really makes
swing
it.
at the remaining tree branch here
Okay, go for it.
with a 22 to hit,
Whoa.
and that will be for almost max for 14 bludgeoning damage.
Very
It's
nice.
a warhammer to the twig.
Okay,
Like playing whack-a-mole with a twig.
Yes.
very good. Yeah, just a big overhead bonk. Okay, this one withers as well. The other two that are all tangled up together, eventually they just burn out and reduce to ash on the ground. The roots are done for. What would you like to do now in this space?
All right. Well, I think I have learned that I should not burn these dolls.
I mean, if every combat were that easy, we can burn the rest of them.
We could also just try smashing the dolls. Like we
What
left
about
the
this-
heart.
What about this heart? Yeah. What? I
As
feel like
the fire has burned down, there is a still beating heart sitting on the ground where the twig doll was. Now the twig doll is just ash, and there's a still beating heart on the ground.
is it
We
a
know what
human
kind of
heart?
it is. Yeah.
Who would know this? Who would like to see if it's a human heart?
That'd be a nature check.
Could
Yeah,
be.
nature or medicine?
Yeah.
I did not take those classes at university.
I didn't take biology. I mean, I'll check. I'm not good at it, but I'll
Great.
check.
Go for it. Can't
Nature.
hurt. Yeah, give me a nature check. Can't hurt.
Yeah, it's an 8 + 4 for a 12.
It's a pig heart.
Oh,
Pig's heart. Oh well. Well, if only we had talking livestock that we could ask about this.
What if we rounded them all up together and then just like smashed them all at once?
It would
All the
remove
hearts?
up to potentially 10 talking pigs from this world, so I'm in.
What?
There's talking livestock.
What do you mean it would remove? No. Go back. This might be the 3 shots talking. What do you mean it would remove 10 talking
don't-
pigs from the world?
The heart connected to these things are clearly still alive.
Okay.
We don't know if the pigs, which are still alive and now heartless, talk or not. So we should destroy the hearts, kill the thing connected to them, just to remove that possibility. You have to
Mary-
understand how unnatural talking animals are. No offense, Centaur, that I'm riding. You're only half horse. And
It's the person half talking. No, I understand. I'm
I
on
was
your
about to say
side.
it's a totally different thing.
Barry,
it's-
you're a bad dude.
It's literally in my character bio.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, technically, it might be trying to make the world a better place of clearing
Oh,
of abominations. is
I
all
guess
I'm
it's really a
saying.
matter of perspective. From my point of view, the talking
Perspective,
pigs are
yeah.
evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we thinking, Stinkin?
Round them all up and
We
Give 'em a
killed the
smash.
pigs.
Okay, you round up the other 9 twig dolls and the beating heart. What are you smashing them with?
I think I'll use them all. I got the nice big warhammer.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Gallagher.
Exactly.
Very good. All right, you gather them all together into a little pile, and you rear back and you smash them. Give me an attack just to see how succinctly you sort of hit all 10 of them.
Alrighty. What we got here? Oh, not bad. It's an 18 to hit.
Excellent. That definitely smashes all of them. And I have to do some quick math. We'll keep the same initiative order as
10 talking pigs are
Oh,
about to
dang it.
attack.
How many twigs are going to pop up this time?
whatever 9 times 5 is. So
So
45.
45. Well. If it isn't the consequences of my actions.
And this is why I held on to Fireball.
I want to be conscious of A, time, and B, there are now 45 enemies on the field. and I'm gonna do this. So this is the other thing we do at TST that's very sort of different from a home game is specifically for our combat tutorial. It really is usually just one round, and success or failure is sort of based on which side did better or worse. So we're gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna let all 45 attack 3 times. And that is going to be 2 successes and a failure for them, which is going to equal out to. So they burst out of the ground. When all 45 of them come up, dirt rains down around you, and there are holes in the ground where these things are whipping around. Chester, you get slapped and poked by a bunch of them for 20 points of damage.
Whoa.
Dustin, they still cannot get a hand on you somehow.
That's good because I only have 26 hit points left.
And Barry, one of them snatches you off of the Centaur's back and is squeezing you right now for 5 points of damage, but for more if you stay in its grip. So let's move into y'all's initiative order. Dustin, what you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Great. Good thing you saved it.
I'm gonna attempt to avoid the one that is grasping Barry.
Okay.
I don't want to get any of my allies in this. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay, that is an 18 plus 7 for a 25.
Very meticulous. I don't even need damage on that. Just paint me a picture of what this looks like.
All right. So I think I'll saunter up, hand at hip as if I'm going to pull a gun out of my holster and say, all right, I was willing to let y'all off a little easy, but I think it's time to pull out the big guns. And then I'm going to pew pew with 2 fingers.
Oh!
Just a stream of fire coming out of my bony skeletal fingers. And I don't even bother, blowing them off. Just reholster it.
Oh, gross.
Just tip of my hat.
You can nearly hear the screams of this tree as the roots catch fire.
Why is it screaming? Why is the tree screaming? Why can the tree talk?
The tree can't talk. No. This is more of a metaphorical. You can sense.
Okay, great.
You can sense the damage you've done. Yeah, and then the tree's mouth opens and it goes, "Why would you do that?" No. Barry. You've been grabbed. I need something. Water. I need an athletics check.
Oh, something I'm definitely good at.
Little goblin.
Well, I rolled a 19.
Ooh.
Plus 1 is a 20.
Okay. You slip out of that root's grasp, and it is your turn in combat.
Oh, you're going to pay for that, root. I am going to go and, going to scorching ray these suckers.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Right,
I also start to shoot fire from my hands.
We are fighting.
We're fire heavy.
Yeah.
So I will target the one that grabbed me and 2 others, and I will roll my attacks. That's a 19, a 9, and a natural 1.
Hey!
Yeah.
You got anything to drink over there?
I have coffee.
Perfect.
Sometimes what I need on stage.
Probably more responsible.
I have to pick up infants after this. Well, they're toddlers.
Great.
Like you said that in the Barry voice.
I have to pick up my kids.
I just can't be getting drunk on a Wednesday afternoon.
Well, I have no response. But okay, great. So yeah, those fire off. With the nat 1 though, I am going to. I'm put in a difficult position here as your dungeon master. That there must be a consequence to this roll. And I'm gonna say it's that you accidentally scorching ray the centaur.
God, why did I kill something beautiful?
He's not dead. He's just hurt. He's okay.
What?
And so he's a little like, why would you do this? He doesn't sort of understand that it was a little friendly fire. Let's bring us now around to Chester.
Well, I will once again enact my right to rage. I will swing at the two closest vines, and I will get a 15 and a 22 to hit respectively with my 2 attacks.
Great. Paint me a picture. What's this look like?
I hold out my hammer and I sort of look at it and I rage, but like the rage is sort of internal because I just feel left out that my hammer's not on fire. Like everything else is fire and I got like just a hammer.
Just a hammer.
So I just sort of like channel my resentment through my hammer. And then I like lash out and smash through one and try and smash into the other. Just sort of like a big back and forth, like front and back kind of a swing.
Yeah, excellent. Very good. Overall, I'm absolutely going to call that combat a success. Well done. Please stop smashing pig hearts. The vines all retreat into the ground, the ones that you defeated and the ones that have been scared off. And you are now in this clearing. Yep.
Okay, well, I learned a valuable lesson here. And that lesson is I hate pigs.
Okay.
Yeah, we should put them in the same category as talking cows, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, onwards and upwards to better things.
Let's do that, shall we? You continue on to the other side of the clearing where there is a large cave. A large cave that is, in theory, the resting place of what was it? Hero protagonist?
Yes.
Hero protagonist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The deep cut.
The deep cut. Hero protagonist, the deep cut. And in the cave, you discover 2 things. One is hardly a discovery because it's an 8-foot tall stone carved statue of a woman with 4 arms, her hands held out in front of her as if waiting to give or receive. And on the palm of each hand is a square indentation. And behind a loose stone in the wall, you find a small burlap sack with 8 flat stone squares on them. Each stone has a symbol carved into it, and the symbols look like this. I'm going to put them in the chat real quick, but they should be familiar. And they are a da and a da and a da and a da. Is that right? Yes. These are the symbols. So there are 8 stones, each with 1 symbol on them. And the statue has 4 hands awaiting.
Do all the hands have all their fingers?
All of the hands have all of the hands have all their fingers. Why do you ask?
Just looking for obvious clues.
Oh, great. Okay. I just there is also a 20-sided tavern tradition where we have been known to collect fingers from statues from various places that we've been to. Deep cut, not important.
So there's 4 of them.
There's 4 hands. The statue has 4 hands out, ready to receive, and you have 8 stones.
And there's otherwise no matching symbology on the hands, just an indent.
Just the indentation, right? It definitely, it looks like the squares will not slot in, but like will fit.
Is there like any kind of like carvings on the wall around the cavern, or any other sort of like, mosaic work or anything that could give visual hints to what this could be, or is it just a statue?
Give me an investigation check.
All right. Hope I roll good. I have 15.
Great. A 15 will have a little hint for you. There's some, it looks like graffiti sort of carved into the base of the statue. And it says rearrange your mind, and it's carved in the shape of a square, right? So that the letters sort of are at different angles as you sort of like go to read it. Rearrange your mind.
Interesting.
Oh. What if Not that I particularly know this, given my, I went to university. I'm not a dumb dwarf.
But yeah, in college
Yeah,
education.
Chester could have done an escape room or two.
What if we took the 3 and inserted it sideways so it looked like an M? Then we took the 1 and used that as an I. We took the Z, rotate that so it looks like an N, and then we put up the D. So we literally spell out mind.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
Interesting.
Yep.
You
Yep.
kind of like start
3 in the
start
first
top right
slot.
and go clockwise. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. That's the solution to this puzzle.
You know, you want to know what, producer Pete? That is not the solution to this puzzle, but it heckin' is now. That is awesome. You're obviously on the right path of like, that is what I intended for you to do. And I intended for you to spell the word open in that way, but you got mind out of that. And I think that is incredible. Well done. Inspiration all around. That's not true. That's not true. Yeah. 3 for an M, I for an
and
I.
and 1 for an I.
I'll take it.
and then
I
Z for
love it.
N,
I love that. That's fantastic. You slot the
That's 2
squares into the
passwords.
hands. Yeah, sometimes it's a redundancy. And
Factor authentication.
the hands start to split as the statue splits in half, revealing the tomb of hero protagonist and the dragon slayer's sword, which you receive as a boon for this challenge. Well done! Wow! That was I can't get over that actually.
What does the sword do?
What does the sword do?
It slays dragons. Mechanically.
What does the
Me-
sword do?
It
gives a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. And when you hit a dragon with the weapon, it takes an extra 3d6 damage.
So yes, what you said.
For the purpose of this weapon, dragon refers to any creature with the dragon type, including dragon turtles and wyverns.
Okay.
I wonder if dragon turtles talk too.
Let's transition here. I think that you are sufficiently equipped to make your way to Icespire Peak and finally try to decide what to do about Cleveland Clawhands. So let me pull up where's my description here? Clouds partly obscure a stone fortress situated atop the icy spur of a jagged, snow-covered mountain that you recognize as Icespire Peak, a landmark so enormous as to be visible from Phandalin on a clear day. The mountain dwarfs the fortress, which consists of 2 separate structures joined together by a stone bridge. A narrow, winding path corkscrews up the mountainside to the smaller of the 2 structures and appears to be the only safe way to reach it by land. It's an unwelcome path, but not as unwelcome as the cold, howling wind that buffets you. So as you make your way through the hold, you move up and you continue up and across. You cross the narrow bridge and you make your way up. And at the very top of the hold is Cleveland Clawhands. And they are sleeping on the top of the hold on a large mound of ice. There are walls on all 4 sides of them. You guys are sort of like poking your heads up through like a hole in the floor is how you can see this Dwagon. I want to make a point of order that the Centaur is still with you.
Oh, excellent.
But is probably down a level, couldn't get up the ladder that you had to climb. But he's there. He's waving. What do you see?
Yeah. Ladders are the Centaur's natural Rubik's Cube.
True.
Just an unsolvable mystery.
A lot of upper body strength.
What do we see? Well, there's a Dwagon.
A Dwagon. How would you like to proceed?
Well, we could either try to reason with the dragon, or we could use the dragon slaying sword and kill it.
Yeah, any tips in your book there, Barry?
Well, it says no, it was kind of useless, I'll be 100% honest. You know, lots of how to bargain with dragons, but the answer was gold. And all we got were a bunch of rations and rare rat things. It said that, a talking cow might have done some good here, but
Dang.
Dang.
not.
Skipped over that footnote.
Climbed up the ladder anyways.
That's true.
That would have been useless to us.
Yeah, cows can't go downstairs or up ladders or something. I don't know.
Yeah, all we really got is some chainmail and a rod of collapsing.
Who's wearing the chainmail?
Not me. I don't know if anybody is.
Oh, you just got some. Centaur can wear it.
Yeah, put on Centaur.
I think Centaur or Barry are really the only ones who can, I think.
That's fair.
I
We also
can wear medium armor.
We also have the clockwork amulet.
Clockwork amulet, yeah.
Which is
what's that
probably it's when you make an attack roll, you can forego rolling the d20 and get a 10 on the die once. So I don't know if that's helpful for anybody.
How far away is this hole from the dragon?
This is my one weakness as a DM, especially one who's been taking shots. Feet. You can talk at a normal volume without him hearing you.
Okay, I was just wondering if I were to say tie a sword of dragon slaying onto the end of a rod of collapsing to give myself like a 15-foot ranseur, if I could poke him and then collapse it back.
Oh, that seems like very Wheel of Timing.
I don't know if he's 15 feet.
He might be. Yeah.
Could we sneak up to him?
You'd need to do some sneaking.
I think we gotta do some sneaking.
Here's what we can do. We can sneak up to him, and if he notices us, I will I wonder if I can distract him somehow.
We'll just act like we're there to see him.
Yeah, we could.
Oh, we'll act like we're there to see him.
Maybe we can resolve this without combat. Maybe the dragon is just very hungry. Maybe we can tell him that there's a talking cow somewhere far away.
Just follow the will-o-wisps.
Follow the will-o-wisp, eat the cow, and then go away. And if he gets unreasonable, then we can poke him with a stick.
Yeah. I kind of want to role play this.
I do too, actually.
That's right. But if things go bad,
3 shots.
If things go bad, our keyword is.
And again, it does in practice. It sounds like something that I would definitely allow. So let's see what we could get into here. Okay, so are you tying the sword to the pole as a sort of plan B?
Yeah.
As a plan B, yeah.
Great. And you've got that, Chester?
Yeah, because worst case is basically just the hilt of the sword. Kind of like the hilt's kind of wrapped around the 1-foot collapsed pole so far.
And not to give too much away, but are you brandishing it? How are you holding it?
If we're sneaking up, I have it
are you sneaking and the other two are going in for the
we're
chat?
trying to sneak, and then if we're caught, we immediately drop the pretense of sneaking.
I see. Okay.
So it's kind of like behind my back for now. I'm holding it behind my back.
Great.
In a not so subtle manner.
Well, then to sneak up on the dragon on the ice, I will need each of you to roll a stealth check and an acrobatics check.
Oh boy.
I am bad at both of those.
Okay. Check that.
Chester, what you got?
Oh, yeah, not terrible. I got a 16 for stealth. My acrobatics not as good, an 11.
Okay. Dustin?
So I am a bunch of bones.
Mm-hmm. Like a wind chime.
Without muscle. Yeah, it's like a wind chime. I'm not quiet.
Okay.
That's a 7 for stealth. But wait, it gets worse. A 5 for acrobatics.
Okay. What about Barry?
14s for both.
Okay. Then we've sort of hit the middle ground here where Dustin just collapses, right? Dustin slips on the ice, the boots have no traction, and the rattling of your body hitting the ice does awaken Cleveland Clawhands. The good news is he has clocked Dustin and Barry, but has not yet noticed Chester, unless you would like to make yourself known.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll keep sneaking along.
The dragon, the white dragon, rises and towers above you as it flexes its wings and awakening and says, "What are you doing here, intruders?"
Oh boy. Well, this is going to make for an interesting roleplay encounter. A lot of falsetto going on here.
Yeah, it's a pretty comfortable place for my voice to sit this afternoon.
So, Cleveland Clawhands, the great and powerful.
You've heard of me?
Yes. Your lineage dates back at least like 175 years.
Ooh, that's... Please tell me you're not Googling Ohio facts right now. I swear to God.
No, I don't need to Google them. I'm from Ohio.
Fair enough.
You used to be doing really well, and then LeBron James left your city.
Maybe that's what I'm
They
so
came back
angry
and won the
about.
championship. It's fine. Anyways,
Great.
Anyways,
so, we have come to entreat with you.
what could you offer me that I cannot simply take for myself?
Well, actually, it's more of a warning. How do you feel about talking cows?
How does he feel about talking cows?
I think they're disgusting.
Well, then you probably want to know this territory that you claim has been tainted by a pack of them.
A
massive
pack?
roaming pack. They have cavorted with the will-o-wisps, and they seek to usurp you.
Deception roll, please.
Is it really a deception roll?
Yeah.
Is it a deception? Yeah,
Is
for
it?
the whole pack of cows, that is a deception check.
Can I?
I'll give you deception with
I was gonna-
advantage.
I was gonna say, can Dustin be doing like facial, like everything that Barry is saying? Dustin is acting out with their face, and I want to give it like the help action.
I love that. Yeah, let's do deception with advantage.
Okay, well, that's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You had his attention. Now you have his interest.
This cannot stand in my domain. I will raise these cows from my land and then return to my hold, and then I will expand my reach so that no more intruders will arrive.
Or could just find another domain.
Just chest.
There's
in the
enough.
background,
There's
sneaking up.
enough range for all of us.
No, this is my
You have
home
to
on the range.
You have to understand something. Once you have one talking cow, they could all be talking. That's how they learn from each other. Unless you plan to rid this entire world of cows,
Ooh,
you're just going to have to abandon it.
I think you might cut out a little bit there for me. Give me that again about ridding the world of cows.
Yeah, once one starts talking, it's like a disease, an infestation of the mind. They go mad with the power of speech. And so you'd have to kill them all. And that just seems like a waste of your time.
It might be too
It's like
late.
bed bugs.
Yeah, it might be too late for you here. You might want to just find a place that's not so,
This feels like
Cattle
a
para.
worthy challenge for Cleveland Clawhands. I have now latched onto the idea of a dragon who is obsessed with killing every cow to make sure that none of them can talk. And I'm going to say that is why he leaves his hold, why his wings spread and he flies up into the air, out into the sky to find the closest talking cow that he can, and then to eradicate any other talking bovine that he might encounter, technically saving the town of Phandalin.
I can't tell if this was a success or not.
You know what? We're going to call it a success.
Phandalin does not have a dairy, so we're fine. We have doomed several
We've
small
won.
dairy towns. But Phandalin's
We've
great.
rid the world of two problems.
Yeah, we just
This dragon and talking cows.
I'm going to read a little exit text and we'll do some epilogues to see what happened to y'all after all of this. Cleveland Clawhands has been technically, let's not even say defeated, has been managed, and Phandalin is safe. The reward offered up by the tiny mining town is for its size, lavish. They don't have much to give, but what they can, they do. They don't have any milk. They don't have any beef. The celebration is long and well earned, and the ecosystem of the area settles back into an adventurous status quo. And what, after all of this, became of our intrepid heroes? What happened to Chester?
Chester uses the situation as a great way to start up his own socio-anarchist dairy commune. And what he's going to basically, he's going to use the cows with, of course, worker buy-in and agency into business, where he's going to raise cows and sell them to the people of Phandalin so they can forever be releasing them in the countryside to keep Cleveland at bay ad infinitum. And in the meanwhile, that wealth will come back into this community, who takes in turn to be a sort of rotating officer of the week to handle the funds and distribute them throughout the entire commune.
Excellent. Dustin?
Yeah, well, Dustin realizes that life as a cowboy is a lot more dangerous when a dragon is hunting all the cows.
That's true.
So they decide to instead focus on their other talents, that being of dueling, and they open a dueling school in Phandalin, where they not only teach aim and how to be the most powerful with it, but also math, because apparently 10 paces is actually hard to count sometimes.
Fair enough. Now, what of Barry?
I joined the dragon on his crusade to rid the world of all talking cows. And we travel throughout the Forgotten Realms, Boondock Saints style, just going and killing these abominations against God and man, one by one.
Good. And then I would turn to the audience and I would say something like, I'll just get a little more exit text. And what about you, all my little adventurers? What story will you tell next? One where you protect the world or vanquish your own evils? One of victory or of negotiation? For all roads continue the story, however it may be told. I hope if you could take one thing from this afternoon's quest, it is this, that tomorrow's story is still unwritten and you are its truest author. For Phandalin, it will remain, and many more quests will occur in and around the sleepy little mining town. For the close of one story's door is often the opening of another, and unseen and unbeknownst to you and the celebratory inhabitants of the town you worked so hard to rescue are the marching footsteps of another force. A squadron of professional and well-trained dragon hunters, 100 strong, are making their way to Icefire Peak. And when they discover that their prey has vanished, where will they turn this pent-up and righteous fury? Well, that, of course, is a story for another day. And that's Dwagon Icefire Peak. Good job, y'all.
Oh,
you really
Dragon.
threw some fun curveballs in there. That was great.
Cool.
Well, that was I did not realize I was going to latch on to hating talking cows. But there we go.
Sometimes you let the characters speak to you.
Yeah. Well, that was a taste of the 20-sided tavern. Woo. Going to take that from the top.
Yep.
Well, that was a taste of the 20-sided tavern, which is starting previews this week in New York City. So if you are in the one of the largest cities of the world, you should go and check it out, because this was a blast, and I'm sure the full experience is even more awesome. Thank you so much, Daggle, and for hopping on the channel. Thank you, Pete, for doing all that you do. Yeah, until next time, I think that's a good way to end it. We'll have the link to the 20-sided tavern in the comments section. But until next time, keep watching.